Hey, all right. It's going to be how we start the show out. All right. Griff is all kind of stoic, but jamming.
Wow.
Stoically jamming. All right. Well, on that note, looks like we have some musical accents
Hey.
today.
I like it.
Welcome to the Good Negroes podcast, y'all.
Woo! Welcome.
All that energy right there. Go get it, Griff.
Oh, wow.
There
Big
we
L's
go.
really letting it
Hey,
fly.
because he knew exactly what he was doing with this song.
I like how that sound.
You'll be like,
That's just rich nigga.
Rich nigga.
The pole nigga out in these streets, nigga. Right from Oakland, nigga. That's how they did it, man. I'm just like Jay-Z when I'm smoking, nigga. There you go.
I'm not even mad.
I know the song.
So,
Yeah.
you make your own version to the song.
I mean, listen, it's the exact order of the words. I may not
it.
know, but I know the spirit of the song.
You know the spirit of the song. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, so Griff, that was fucking awesome, sir. Good job. All right, so what we're talking about today is, well, in the words of, in not that song, but in the words of Jay-Z and Ye, you in a Benz, but you still a nigga in a coupe, right?
Yeah.
So, who's the nigga in the coupe these days?
Well, the nigga in the coupe that we want to talk about is the poor Travis Scott, right?
Poor Travis Scott.
And I
Okay,
say-
so let's break it down. What happened?
Well,
Astro World is the trigger word. Okay,
Yeah, so there was the Astro World concert where people rushed the stage. Unfortunately and tragically, 10 people were killed. Several other people were injured. But the aftermath of the concert, instead of like people just suing the concert goers, or not the concert goer, the concert
The
venue, the
security,
organizers,
all
they're
those
blaming
other
Travis
aspects.
Scott himself as if he were crowd control. And Travis Scott's being effectively canceled.
blackballed everywhere.
I like that. Blackballed
Yeah.
is the term that should be used for black people because
Because black.
it's true.
What?
Yeah. No, I mean, really. I mean, he's being canceled at a level that is just unbelievable. He's been.
Yeah. So Coachella, they had a whole the petition where I think 60,000 people signed to get him off of Coachella. He even offered to do Coachella for free, and they were like, "Nah, we
Well,
good."
free and give, or I think, was it free or give the money to charity or something like that?
I don't know, but either way, it was going to be
Either
free.
way, yeah.
It was going to be free.
Well, and the thing is like there have been thousands of concerts throughout the world where these kind of things have happened. There have been many concerts where people die. There was a concert where the shit caught on fire
Yeah.
in the Midwest, and Travis Scott isn't personally responsible for these injuries, but yet he's losing his Nike deal. He's losing.
So wait, was it his own personal tour? There's got to be contractually. There's
He
got to
threw
be
the concert.
something, right? There's got to be something contractually where it really clearly states who is responsible in situations like this. Like, I can't, right? There's a company that you hire for certain things to do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Because you, as the artist, you out there on the stage spitting your rhymes, whatever it is that you do on this stage, entertaining people. That's not what he's doing on stage.
No, that's his sound. I think. Or something like that. I just heard.
I'm gonna put my money on Griff.
Okay, yeah, I'll go with this version of it. But
Yeah,
I mean,
and so, but
he's
there's
an
people.
artist.
Yeah, and so you do what artists do, right? And you do those things on stage and all that other stuff. It's not. So I'm trying to understand, while, right? And maybe there's something I don't know, which is fair. But how is everybody coming for him?
because he's black, Jynxx, is we punish black people harder for things, and we see it everywhere.
Because we take more pain. That's why.
Oh, that's the science behind it for
Yep,
sure.
yep.
But we are constantly punished, right? I think the world likes to police black bodies, so anytime they can blame a black person, oh yeah. We like directing what black people can and can't do, and we like to call things that we do way more egregious. than
But
what
even
white
in our
people
own
do.
circles, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to understand who is canceling Travis Scott right now. Is it which demographic? Is it us or is it them? Because I don't know anybody in my circle. Griff, how you feel? You canceling Travis Scott? Nope.
I mean, he's a music. No, I don't cancel artists.
I mean, I got a couple that are on the chopping block and
Yeah,
been
yeah,
on the
listen,
chopping block.
R. Kelly
Aura,
should be in jail.
Aura.
Look, don't get me wrong. R. Kelly should be in jail. But Bill Cosby, we can debate that, but I feel that was wrong.
I had an interesting conversation about the Bill Cosby situation that shifted some things for me.
Right. It's debatable, but
Yeah.
let's just say that, right?
Yeah.
But I can also separate an artist, the art from the person, from who they are as a person.
See, in terms of R. Kelly, I cannot.
Okay.
I cannot support in any way, shape, or
No,
form
no, I
because
don't
if whatever it is, if I can separate the music, I'm still putting money in your pocket as the person, which allows you to be that person in real life.
So I don't mean that. I won't support him, but I'm not gonna deny he's a great artist. Is my point.
Okay, he has a skill set.
Yeah.
That I'm not going to support in any way, shape, or
Yeah,
form.
yeah, I'm fine with
Which
that.
means on the radio, that bitch is coming.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, right? Like canceling. This is kind of part of cancel culture, right? Like, and canceling people's good sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's necessary sometimes, and I think sometimes people just don't have the balls to stick behind it. Okay, let's talk.
Like a
let's
boycott.
Let's talk NFL.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's talk the NFL. Griff brought up something interesting just earlier. It was like it started with Michael Vick.
Right.
Totally forgot about Michael Vick. When was that? What was that? 1832 when
Yeah,
Michael
and
Vick played for the Falcons.
And again, this is black people being policed, right?
Now,
Because
but you said something interesting earlier. You said he went to jail for.
yeah, Michael Vick went
Michael
to
Jordan?
jail for. Well, I hope not, but Michael Vick went to jail, I believe, for like interstate gambling, because dog fighting has like super low penalties. No one's ever gone to jail for that, and so the interstate gambling, still very few people go to jail for it. No one's gotten a sentence as bad as him. So again, he was demonized. He's demonized to this day. And again, he's a black man, where white dudes do, you know the guy, Tim something from that old show Tool Time?
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen, yeah.
What did he do?
Fucking the dude went to jail in college for being a coke dealer. Could you imagine?
Interesting.
Can
And
you
then you got somebody though like Nate Parker who was acquitted of
Acquitted.
right? And then when the movie dropped, coincidentally, when the movie dropped, what was it? 7 Years a Slave? Is that what it was?
No. It was
the other
Nat
one?
Turner.
Nat Turner. Ooh, my bad. Yeah, and then all of a sudden this stuff just comes
It
up
had
out
a
of
different name,
nowhere.
but yeah. Well, and that's odd because he was. Yeah, it was called Birth of a Nation. But
Let's get it right. Let's give props. Where
yeah,
props is
please.
due.
Birth of a Nation, starring Nat Turner. No, I'm joking.
Nate
Yeah,
Parker.
excellent film. Excellent
Yes.
film. But you know, that's an interesting one because he was actually canceled by. It was primarily black women on the internet.
Women. Yeah, I think that's awful, and I did not agree with any of that. But then on the flip side, now you've got stuff with the Epstein trials. Like you got the white people that be doing the same shit, and you have no coverage. It's a mass manipulation of media, is what it feels like. Like black people are just easy, comfortable targets.
Right.
For
we are
whatever.
I mean, look at
we always have
crime,
targets on our back.
which is a topic we'll talk about
Another
on
time.
a full show.
Yeah.
But you know, they portray the world like if a black person does a crime, it's seen worlds worse. They're punished worlds worse.
Because we are a representation of all of us at that
Right.
moment in time. Like, all black people do this stuff, and we need to set an example, and blah, blah. And white people, it's like they relate to each other, right? The white people, like the judge in we're going all over the
Kyle
place today.
Rittenhouse. Well, I mean,
No, not even in the Louisiana judge that just got caught. The white lady that just got caught with all these racial slurs, likening niggers to cockroaches. And
Wow.
she's presiding over a whole bunch of cases
Right.
that, look, in Louisiana, you got a plethora of black folk, well, depending on where, but
there's Louis. Why do you think they produce so many football players? 'Cause that was
and somebody
racist.
made
I
the
brought that up.
Yeah,
to being
they
funny,
chase
but-
rabbits there. Actually,
But-
they chase rabbits in Florida, in parts of Florida.
Yeah.
That's why they're really fast.
I mean,
I've
I've
seen
studied
it,
this, but yeah.
but I lived in Florida. I've seen
Okay.
it.
Well, the only real reason is just because Florida may have the highest population of black people.
Oh, or the highest population of rabbits.
Okay.
Who chases rabbits?
Yeah.
Why y'all so fucking fast? It's the rabbits.
Yeah. It's just because they have more of us than we.
Of rabbits?
No, there's more black people. So
In Florida?
Yeah.
Then where?
Than New York City, or I've looked at it because I had a really racist theory of why the South produced so many football players.
So let's talk about it.
Huh? Well, we're going off topic.
We are
but
totally going
my
off topic.
racist theory was that they were more pure. and more pure to
Uh-oh.
I mean, it was a joking theory, but there was something to it. But then I started looking at stats, and I realized there's southern states like Florida that has more black people.
You got the cooning music. You got the cooning music.
Hey. At least I researched and came up with why.
You got the coon music.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
done.
Yeah.
I'm done, bro.
So
Y'all got to see the
we got to see the winter.
the soles
It's like
of my
55
shoes
degrees
today.
outside, and you got on like Arctic boots. Those are called North Pole rated.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm warm.
yeah, I see.
Yeah, I'm warm.
But no, I mean we're done wrong, and I think white people want to put black people in their place. They hate rich black people or black people doing things
That nouveau rich.
that are well. But whenever we do something that is when we make our own decisions, like people hate. I think a lot of the hate even against a guy like Kanye West is because he's rich. Michael Vick, they hated Vick because he was rich.
Okay.
I mean, that's why they hate him.
Okay.
If you were just a regular, Travis Scott is rich. That's why they hate him. Trust me, if
I mean,
Mick
you
Jagger
could make
had
the
a
same
concert,
argument with Bill Cosby, right?
exactly,
Yeah.
right. But if Mick Jagger, if
Look, if Kobe can be put on a chopping block for whatever some shit, then anybody's
Exactly.
fair game. Like literally anybody.
right, I mean, as soon as you mess up,
Everybody's got. They got dirt on everybody.
yeah, where Kyle Rittenhouse can fucking kill people and get off, and they'll find every way to do it legally, right? Where for a black person, you go to jail, like Crystal Kaiser.
Your notes are cute.
Yeah, and then only I can read them.
Yeah, clearly,
But,
because I'm
Crystal
like, KKK,
Kaiser-
what?
No, Crystal Kaiser was the
young girl.
young girl, 17, who is also in the Kenosha courthouse or jail, who killed someone who had kidnapped her and raped her for a year, and she's going down for murder. And the energy for the self-defense isn't there.
Stand your ground law don't work for us.
Right.
Like none of these things work for us.
Yeah.
But again, we do know. So here's the thing, right? The system wasn't set up for us. It wasn't built for us. It's not created for us. It's not going to work for us. When it does, and we have a rare victory.
So here's what we need to do. We need to take the narrative in our own hands and constantly respond with the kind of fuck you back, right? So I look at Travis Fuller. Travis Fuller was the #1 football recruit in the country. He was committed to Florida State, and he decided to change his commitment and go with Deion Sanders at Jackson State, which is an HBCU. White people went fucking
Batshit crazy.
Coaches start talking about how the transfer portal's terrible. This dude never went through the transfer portal, right? They start talking about how he's going to hurt his career. And Jackson State has just as many Hall of Famers as any white college.
I just hope he doesn't listen.
I mean, I watch football.
I just hope he doesn't listen. You watch football.
Yeah.
I mean, so are we differentiating between college and pro? Because, I mean, I don't watch either anymore. But I used to watch a lot of pro. But, I mean, that shit stopped for me with Kaepernick.
I mean,
And so,
I think if you're going to stop watching sports, then just stop watching all sports.
oh, is that how you're making yourself feel better?
No. I mean, listen, to be very honest, my thing is just like I got so many battles to fight that I'm fighting the important ones. Like, to me, not watching football is up there with, like, not watching Love and Hip Hop.
Okay, so then what is the important battle that trumps that?
Voting rights, discrimination in the workplace.
How are we fighting that?
Justice reform.
How are we fighting that?
I mean, I do my part. I'm a voice.
You're a voice?
Yeah. I mean, listen, everybody has their part in the struggle, right? Just like, no.
Griff's head cocked to the side.
No,
Yup.
seriously. Just like
He
that.
said, no. Griff said,
Hey.
look, I'm trying to keep
So
it
wait, let me
together on
ask you this.
camera.
So
However.
a artist, right, that makes songs about civil rights, is that not part of the movement. So we need everybody at every phase. Like everybody's not, there's people that give money but don't be out in the streets.
Okay. All right.
So,
As long as you can sleep at night. As long as you can sleep at night.
Great.
That's all that matters.
Great.
How them Falcons doing?
I have no idea.
Oh, yeah. Do I get to pop you in the eye again?
Pop me in the eye again. I'm sorry for being my own guy.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't allow that here.
Yeah.
Do not allow that here.
You gotta conform to what you do. The good Negroes.
And I'm just going to very gently grab you by your little ankle right here, and if you do one more thing, I'm like...
I'm sorry. So, yeah.
Not to make light of, okay, I got to be careful because we don't want to make jokey
Yes,
joke
yeah.
around.
So we're not joking about abuse. Okay.
Coming from someone who's been on the receiving end of this, right? So I'm trying to make light of situations. They're not funny. I get it. So I've had my ass whooped.
Well, and I could sue. And I bring that up because that's what's happening to Travis Scott.
It is
as well,
what's happening to Travis Scott.
Which I think.
Which, again, contractually, if he had all his T's crossed and I's dotted, that should not even be the case. Like, can you really go into his pockets then? If he was set up properly, he need to be set up in a lot of different financial. If they can come after his personal money, he's financially not set up properly.
Unless white people just punish him. Because,
Scapegoat.
again, it's not his responsibility. They may sue his company because they threw the concert, which is normal, but he didn't, that wasn't his fault, right? And some of that also is just where we are in America, too. We're some fucking sue-happy people in this country.
You very much so are.
I mean, when I worked at DreamWorks, we had a lot of animators from other countries, the non-animators in America. So we recruited people from outside the country, and they said when they imitated Americans back home, they'd be like, I will sue you. I will sue you. I will sue you.
You get a lawsuit.
Right.
You get a lawsuit. And you get a lawsuit.
And you know, we are at a place where people don't take personal responsibility either. Because for real, if I was at that concert, I wouldn't have been up at the front because I would have known some shit like that could happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's a risk at any concert, right? People just...
Are they suing
the people that actually trampled them?
Right, or exactly.
Or
remember the guy in Vegas that shot, ridiculously tragic story, but he shot several people with a gun from a hotel far away. There was a guy who murdered...
In a concert?
There was a major concert in Vegas. He fired bullets onto the crowd from a hotel, you know, several thousand yards away.
Wow, don't know that.
Killed several people, and no one's suing the artist. See what I'm saying? They're not, no one's suing the hotel for letting someone bring guns up. You know, so.
Who was the artist?
White artist, because if he was black, they would have been like, God damn that Travis Scott. If he wasn't rapping about guns, no one would have shot into the crowd.
A little bit of a stretch for me. Somebody shooting from across the, you know, and then the actual
but I mean,
shit happening in the...
How are those artists not responsible? How would those artists not be responsible? I guess, yeah, because they're saying they let too many people in. That's what they're saying. There were crowd control issues.
I mean, it happened at the venue. Like, literally, there was no outside influence to what happened. So,
No,
I mean,
I
it's
agree.
very contained. And
But
then when
like,
you have
when
somebody
that-
shooting from across God knows where, right, on some JFK stuff,
No,
it's,
you're
it's
right.
very
you're right,
different
you're right.
to me.
But what about that concert I'm talking about in the Midwest? And I wish I had time to look it up. Wish we had interns. So if we have interns out
I'll be
there
your
who can
intern,
give
Dre.
us facts while we're talking. But there was a concert in the Midwest that they shouldn't have thrown because of they knew there was tornado damage and winds, and the fucking thing fell down, stage collapsed, shit caught on fire. Those artists didn't get sued.
Where was this in the Midwest?
I can't remember.
Concert stage collapse?
Yeah.
Let's see what it say. What did Google say? Indianapolis stage collapses, compiled raw footage. That was in 2011.
That's probably it.
Indiana State Fair, remembering 10 years later. Okay,
Right.
so let's see. Outdoor Music State, Indiana State Fair, collapsed all of a sudden, violent thunderstorm. Doesn't say who was
Yeah, but again,
Sugarland.
I think that's it. But I mean,
Sugarland.
black people, we get blamed.
Who that is?
We
That's
get
just my baby
blamed.
daddy. Who's
We got
Sugarland?
blamed for the pandemic in the beginning. In the beginning,
Wait, what?
I'm telling y'all, in the very beginning of the pandemic, they were stressing how this was disproportionately affecting black people. and they were literally writing it off as a black disease. And
I remember that, but I don't remember it in quite that way.
Because it was very subtle. But that's why a lot of people are like, oh, it's not going to affect me. It's those black people drinking all them sugary sodas and flaming hot Cheetos. They're the ones.
All the while, American food system is fucked up from the core, like all of it. And
It's a rural disease now. It's rural white Republicans who are unvaccinated who are getting the disease. So
the disease.
That's like, I knew that in the beginning because I was just like, the only reason black people are getting this is because we live in cities. Older black people live in cities. Old white people live in the rural areas, and it's coming to y'all.
It's taking its time, but it's
That's
coming.
all.
Make no mistake.
Yeah. No one travels Buchneka, Georgia. You don't go from, if you come here from Italy, you're not going to Granger Falls, Georgia.
Definitely not going to see.
That's
Granger
not the
Falls,
first,
Georgia.
like, you're coming through Atlanta first.
Especially one of the busiest airports.
And you're probably going to come to MF Studio Gallery.
Wherever that may be.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
just saying.
My bad.
The name's the name.
The
You're
name
gonna
is
be
the
there.
name.
So
Often imitated, never duplicated.
never duplicated. So anyway,
Did a thing here.
Yeah.
All right. So I mean, we talked about some stuff. We didn't really. Are there any conclusions that we need to draw from this?
no, I think
Even
it's
if
more
you're
of
in
a
a
rant.
binge, you still a nigga in a coupe.
Right.
I guess that is.
Yeah, I mean that's totally what it is.
I do like. Was Travis Scott one of the ones that when they were interviewed about colorism and all, like the black and white dynamic, that was completely dismissive of? Was he? I feel like was he, Griff? Was he completely? Was it ASAP
yeah.
Rocky? Might have been ASAP Rocky.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
because I'm rich. A lot of black artists feel that way. Lil Wayne, be it ASAP, whoever, right?
Kodak
It ain't
Black.
got nothing to do with me because I'm. Yeah, it kind of does. It kind of does. Like, it's cute. They tolerate you for the time being, but let's be very clear. You're literally just being tolerated.
Well, and again, once you do something wrong, you're gonna be Nigger Woods instead of Tiger Woods. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, they can have him.
well, I mean, I'm not gonna deny the man's blackness, right? But when you're
He
out there,
denies his own blackness.
when he was a kid,
how you giving
he
him
was-
blackness that he don't want?
only because he said that one comment, but if his other comments don't line up with that,
Oh, okay.
yeah. But
There's not a one time you could ever catch me say I'm not black.
I agree.
I don't care who's watching
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
Who's probing me, who's got
Hey,
that.
listen,
Like,
I let children slide, right? He was like 19 or 20 when he said that. But my point is, same with O.J. Simpson, right? Like, if as a black person, when you start getting into other worlds where you're seen in this other world is not the typical black man,
The outliers.
as soon as you do something wrong, you're just like the rest of them niggas, and you're gonna be treated like it.
and we knew this was going to happen because.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Travis Scott's
Dangerous
finding
world
out
out
he's
here.
not a Kardashian.
Yeah.
You know,
Covers
and
canceled.
I mean, I actually feel bad for him, man. I think it's terrible. There's no way.
I do, assuming that there's not more to the story that we don't know
Correct.
about, right? That there's not something where.
Correct.
But I mean, and I do want to say also, like, I feel bad for the families. It's awful. Like, if I'd have sent my teenage child there and something would have happened, I would, like, be devastated for the rest of my life.
Right.
And would I be looking for someone to blame? Probably. But let's just make sure that that is targeted, right?
To the concert venues.
To wherever the fault actually
Right.
lies. Because I think media has a very interesting way of just kind of going with a specific narrative that never really favors us
Right.
to begin with,
But like,
right?
why
And
is
people run with
Nike
it.
canceling him? You see what I'm saying? Like why is Coachella?
Well, I mean, not everybody's canceling him. They lost him and Kardashian, whatever. I don't know which one. The baby mama. They
Yeah,
had a
I
cover
don't know.
together.
Oh,
They
okay.
had a magazine cover together.
Right.
That got canceled. So Coachella got canceled. Nike, like, everybody's following suit.
Well,
Everybody.
and it's like this, right? At some level, from a publicity standpoint, I see why a magazine might be like, or Coachella, but they are literally hitting this dude's pockets and blaming him as if he had any responsibility over this. And again, we're just back to black people get punished for shit. And it's like, if you or I get out in these streets and cops roll up on us and just start treating us like we're these hardcore criminals, they're cops. They've been around hardcore criminals. They arrest people in the streets Me and you are not like who they arrest.
Yeah, but they don't see it that way.
That's my point.
And the second you like the skin, that's all it is. And then you are associated as hardcore criminal, and then you get treated as such. And it's amazing to me how people, like, as a white person, you'll get a filet mignon before you go to jail and shit. And we got to be
Exactly.
lucky to make it there
Right.
because you didn't buckle us up in the back of the transport. You know what I'm saying?
There it is. And I think a great way to end it is the famous Malcolm X quote. What do they call a black PhD? A nigger.
Yeah.
Good Negroes, y'all.
Damn. We're gonna cry now. This is not how that was supposed to go.
Hey, that's how it goes.
That was powerful.